Good morning, friends. In fact, it's good afternoon. Let's do a weekly wrap of what I think, the way things have developed in the last week, plus what I think about global markets, plus let's look at some sector analysis. So that way, I think we have our plate full. And let's start with the overnight US markets because, in my opinion, that is the most important factor in assessing the future moves of a market. Okay. So, on the right, which is my right, you see the S&P 500. This is the way it closed yesterday. Now, a lot of people are calling this hanging man. And my problem with that is that if you don't know enough about candlestick patterns, don't go around banding names. I will show you hanging man. This is a hanging man finally resolved on the upside. Okay, this is a shooting star resolved on the upside. Okay, so without confirmation, this is a hanging man. Nothing really happened for many days. So you want to see hanging man on Nifty. Hanging man. Okay, hanging man. So this hanging man and not hanging man or hanging woman does not mean anything. The shooting star, if you are not getting the next candle as confirmation, there is no value to this hanging man and hanging woman. Having said that, anybody who believes that both these guys are not correlated, which is Nifty and the bank Nifty, let me show you a weekly chart of both since 23rd of March. Okay, I think we need a 1 week chart. Now in both these charts, this was 23rd of March. Both indices bottomed out. Next week was red in both indices. Third week was green. Fourth was green. And then see, we had the S&P 500 go sideways while the Nifty came down from 10,000 to 8,900. So, the follow through is not one on one, but over a period of time, these indices follow each other. So while you can see S&P 500 was sideways, we went down, and when S&P 500 had small up weeks, we had these blockbuster 2 up weeks. Okay, again S&P went a bit sideways, we also went sideways, and basically it is the same chart. Last week was a down week on S&P. We had our up week. This week was an up week on S&P, and we had a mild down week. So, I would believe these charts more than, these humbug theories that, we are in a downtrend, etc. Okay. Now, this is about how well we are doing. On the daily Nifty chart and on the daily S&P chart, both these indices, if you look over a period of time, you will see have respected their 20 DMAs. S&P 500 has respected its 20 DMA. We have not gone below our 20 DMA since this day, which is 12th of June. So these are beautiful looking charts, and this is where the buying opportunity exists. Now you see this indicator I have down here. This is called the stochastic RSI, which is big brother of stochastic and of RSI, because it is a combination of both. So let's have a look at the weekly stochastic RSI on Nifty, and same thing on S&P 500. In both these cases, you can see the weekly stochastic RSI is at highs. So this is an overbought market, but a strong market. Okay. Now, what do you do in a strong market? You go to a lower time frame, which is the daily, and you try to buy into this decline. The S&P 500 has already done its decline and is beginning to turn up. The stochastic RSI is beginning to turn up. We are still going down, but if you know this S&P 500 goes beyond 3280, I would think it will give strength even to our market. In any case, we still have about 100 points till the 20 DMA, which is 10,950. So that way, there is no problem in our market, and long positions should be accumulated. The idiots who trade these sort of cute looking corrections, they miss out on this upside. Okay, so all these prophets of doom will never let you take advantage of these declines. So I have a simple theory: whether it works or it does not work, you need to have a system, and that system is telling you it is a buying opportunity. Okay, now let's see what the bank Nifty is doing. You have a downswing in the bank Nifty and almost getting very close to the support. Okay. So again, we are hanging on to our 50-day moving average, which is 21,205. Now from here, it is very likely in the next 200 points, the bank Nifty recovers and goes back towards 23,000, and it will be a sideways and underperforming style index. Okay. You have Nifty IT. Again, very, very strong index. This one, even on the daily, maintains stochastic RSI above 80. So while there will be a few, corrections, mild corrections, but this looks like it is going to make further new highs. Look at this month for Nifty IT. Okay. Yes, correction is due, but the mood in which technology stocks globally are, unlikely you will get massive corrections. Now let's look at the chart of Reliance Industries. The 20-day moving average is at about 1970. But I doubt that Reliance Industries will come all the way here. I think somewhere in this zone of about 2000, 2050, it is likely to see buying return. Textbook buying opportunity is coming in Reliance, and those who take that opportunity would be very glad that they did that. And this is the reason for the Nifty to show weakness in the last 3 days. If you didn't have this decline on Reliance, the Nifty would not have come down as much, because as you can see on the other indices, there isn't too much of a problem. Okay, now let's look at Nifty Pharma. Look at this. This is an index, not a stock chart. Nifty Pharma, whatever weightage it has, it is likely to help the Nifty on the upside. Let's look at Nifty FMCG. So Nifty FMCG is getting ready for some sort of an upside. Okay. Let's look at Nifty Metal. Again, Nifty Metal is holding its 20 DMA, still below the 200, but nothing majorly wrong on most of these indices. Let's have a look at Nifty Junior. This is the Nifty Next 50. Again, making all-time fresh highs. So, boss, I can't see any problem other than, those weak hands who start shitting every time the market comes off for 2 days. They don't have my sympathy, because if you cannot take a 2 day decline in an 11,000 index, you better not be here. Okay, harsh as it may sound, but you are just going to get rogered, because as we've seen in a bull market, the market covers ground very, very fast on the upside. So the day Reliance stops falling, chances are that you people, the bears, are going to get killed. Okay. Now let's look at the weekly pivot. The weekly pivot is at 11,154 for the Nifty. So above this zone, you become positive. Okay. So basically the pivots are still rising, and on the bank Nifty, the pivot is at 21,910 thereabouts. So far, so good, no problem. See, anytime RIL declines, about 200 points, at 40 points, you will have trouble. So nobody should think that this RIL problem will stay for a long time. My sense is that soon you will get taken out, the RIL stock will start moving back up and will make fresh highs and will allow the market to do that as well. So that should be it for this weekly wrap. See, the point here is what are the odds? And the odds given global markets, given our sectors, are overwhelmingly on the upside. Now, indicative targets, if you want, I think indicative targets could be 11,284, 11,472, and 11,602 on the Nifty. On the Bank Nifty, upside would be 22,419, 23,156, and maybe 23,666, although the third one is probably irrelevant. But the idea basically is that uh, you know you have to be long. This is a swing trading opportunity which is building up. So try to take advantage both on individual stocks, sectors, and the main indices. That should be it. Take care, trade well, and please consult your financial advisor.